So, as you can see, it's 2 days and one breakdown later since I filmed this video, but I just want to apologise in advance for my language in this video. I've got a major problem of having a potty mouth anyway, but I need to like take it out of things that I post online. So whether this ends up being like a podcast episode or a video, I apologise when you do watch or listen to this, but you can clearly tell which my favourite word is to use as an adjective, but that needs to change. But let's get into it anyway. Hot mess at blast. Here she is with a new, somewhat background, but new camera, and trying to figure out what kind of outlet I prefer to do these little grief dumps on, but also kind of navigating more towards just like life in general now. And I've got a lot to say. She's a yapper. She is a yapper. So we're gonna make it vlog style, I think. So let's see how this goes. But today is the 1st September and my grief has been, it's been very much there, but I'm learning how to manage it and navigate it and sit with it and just know it's like a whole part of me. And I've had a load of fucking shit going on. So the grief is kind of like taking a backseat somewhat, but also what I have realised, which might sound really fucking woo-woo, is energy is fucking real. And since my dad died, I did always like, I was super spiritual before, I feel, and when he died I began to like question everything, and I was like, I just don't think it's all real, like I need to know that it's real almost. So it was kind of like denial of like, I used to believe so much before that I wanted it so bad now, and I can confirm, I feel like I am back in the spiritual game. I saw a psychic medium in Cardiff Market, fucking Lee, my boy, nailed it. And even though he was a psychic medium, rather like tarot and all that, rather than kind of like connecting with the dead, which I actually had an appointment for that and I cancelled it because Lee gave me what I needed, what I wanted, because it actually sounds crazy, but I'm not that bothered about connecting somewhat with my dad because I'm so confident in just like our relationship, and I know everything he would tell me to do. He like lives through me, and for all the shit that I've been having recently, when I tell you, I can just like, I just know. It sounds so weird, but I do think energy is like kind of transferred, and I don't think people are sitting on clouds and like watching us and like all that kind of stuff, but I do think energy is transferred, because when you think about it, when people walk in a room, like their energy is like what you feel, like we are just in like a meat suit essentially, don't they say? And yeah, I think it's true, this energy talk. Anyway, so there's been like little signs and like I see white feathers everywhere, and he is just very much, his like presence, I don't know, I can't explain it, but if you know, you know. And I actually can't remember what I was talking about, so let me just re-jog. I think I'm back in the game. I was talking about how it's the 1st September and how the grief has been somewhat okay, but I'm actually not okay, but I hold it well, but I learn how to manage it. I digress again. But it made me think, holy shit, it's September, which always means Christmas, pumpkin spice, Halloween, we're all getting it going now, aren't we? We all love it, like get your fucking eggs out. But what it also made me think was about how Christmas is around the corner and how much time is flying. Like time always flies anyway, but in grief I feel like you kind of like stand still somewhat, but time is just, yeah, running away with us, and it makes me anticipate the grief that is to come now for the rest of the year. So I love like the build up to Christmas, I genuinely do, I love it. And when I get to Christmas Day, or like obviously last year was my first Christmas without him, but horrendous. I knew it was going to be horrendous. I think I said the same last year, like I was really anticipating it and I loved the build up, and then day came and it is shit. It is so shit, and I know this year's going to be just like exactly the same, but it really like corners you, your grief does almost, as in you want to be excited with everyone and you really enjoy, because I genuinely, hand on heart, enjoy the seasons, and I still do and I still will. I'll make the most of it, and life is for living, live, laugh, love. But it really traps you then when you know, when you get to the day that they're not there, and then the day is actually shit, like straight up shit, because everyone's in their homes, nothing's open, you know, really, and you are just sat there with your grief in your empty chair and your missing person, tears will fall. But yeah, it's really difficult, and I know it's coming up, and I'm already starting to anticipate it so early on. But here we are again, and it's just hell of a journey, isn't it? It's just hell of a journey, and especially this year, I just feel like Christmas is going to be so different again, and I really do dread it, and it's so sad because it's a day that I used to so look forward to, because it was the only day I feel like my dad would actually have off work and have his whole attention, and he loved it. And I didn't think I was gonna cry on here, but this is life. But yeah, it really got me thinking. And I know maybe a lot of other grievers probably feel the same, seeing like all the Christmas posts coming out and all of the chatter starting around this time of year. So it's a hard one. And as much as all of us grievers are very much in it together, it is sometimes like just not enough, is it? I feel like grief is so isolating. I'll always say it, I know everyone says it, and that is very true. And it's so personal to you and unique to you, and no one knows how you truly feel or the relationship that you're grieving, because, for example, we're all grieving my dad, but different relationships and different connections, and I'm gonna fucking cry again. Yeah, no one really truly knows, even when you lose the same person, like how you all feel. So it is isolating, but just knowing that there is like this community where people can just share common feelings and experiences. And I'm not gonna lie, like there's some things that some grievers will experience and share, but then others may not experience it. So for example, this is going to be a massive controversial thing, but I do believe everything happens for a reason, through and through. Like, I do not want my dad to be fucking dead, I'll tell you that for free, for nothing. But I'm someone who just thinks your life is like mapped out for you, and the way you choose to live your life after, and what you do with your life, and how you treat others, and the values and morals can be, not in my case, but can be altered by some people, but more so with myself, they were like solidified and amplified. And I have like this crazy sense of strength because he raised me, and I would rather, I will always say it again, but to have had the years with him that I did and have to grieve him than to have never have had him. And he has shaped me wholly into who I am now. And even though he's not here, I still feel like he guides, like not even guides me, like he has made me who I am now. And every choice I make, I'll give myself credit for as well, for sure, but I can always hear him. I can always hear what you would tell me to do, and just, yeah, she's gonna cry. But yeah, so that is a massive controversial and unpopular thing in grief that I actually disagree with, when people say, like, I hate when people say it. I don't want anyone to tell me that. Like, don't tell me everything happens for a reason. I'll tell myself that, because that's sensitive. But because like when someone says that, I feel like, I'm like, no, you don't know how I feel though. So I do believe that for sure, but I feel like you can't say it to me because you don't know what's going through my head or how I feel or what goes on in my life, you know? Anyway, we park that, we move. So yeah, you are just very alone in this grief journey, and it really is you versus you, and this is in life as a whole. So it's very lonely in these streets, I'm not gonna lie. Like, shit's been going on, shit's been hitting the fan, and things have been really fucking tough. But I have the best friends around me. Like, I am so fucking lucky to have them in my life. Like, so many, like I got like work girls and then like my Korean girls, and they make me whole, fucking whole. And yeah, I couldn't do anything that I do or like just life without them. So I just know they have got me in an instance, whatever. But when it comes to it, you are just on your own, and it's you in your own head and your own brain, and you've really got to just learn how to like navigate it and fight it somewhat as well, because it's so powerful, isn't it? And if you start to believe or listen to the things in your head or like give in to them, you're fucked. Like, don't do it. Don't fucking do it, because that is when things will really start to spiral. And what I've learned even more so, I don't think I could be given any more lessons to like try and learn and grow and build more resilience, but she has. And I actually wouldn't change all these shitty things that happened to me for the world, because I feel like they really do benefit me in the long run as my makeup, as my person, and how I'm gonna be in so many different roles in my life. But I digress slightly, shock. I think one big thing as well is just not falling like a victim to life and being like, woe is me, getting the violins out as much as like every now and again, like give yourself grace, but don't like cling on to it or hang on to it, because the world literally owes you nothing, and the only person who's going to drag you out of these really bad headspaces is you. And after having an absolute fucking breakdown at like 24, 25, I very much learned that. And I think that's why now I get so surprised at how I handle all this bullshit, because like 24-year-old Liv was weak ass mess, like with reason for sure, but the emotional dysregulation was real. So I think just like a bit of growth and more character building really got me to a place now where I am so broken on the inside. Like, she is fucked up, heartbroken and sad, and all this like fun bubbly energy isn't a lie. Like, I'm very open to say, like, personal life is hard. It is hard out here in these streets, but this is also me. Like, it's no facade. I'm not trying to kid anyone, because I'm just not that way inclined. Like, I appreciate and love this part of me that is like a hurt little girl trying to just like battle her way through, but this version of me used to be like a bit of a fake it till you make it, like in like late teens, earlier 20s, like for sure. But you then like make it one day and you do have all this confidence and the headstrong, and you do become that person, because they always say just live the life that you kind of imagine yourself having, kind of like put those things into, I don't think I said that right, but like put those things into place and start living it, like even the little implements every day. So when I changed my routine, like, when was it? Probably like this time last year, making those like changes was kind of wild. Like, I really changed a lot, like my relationship changed, like so much changed, but it paid off for me massively in the long run. And I'm kind of in a place now within myself where I'm so happy, and I'm so glad I made those sacrifices and changes, as much as it kind of was hard somewhat. But because I am not a morning person, let me tell you that for, again, fucking nothing. But I just would like Goggins vibes, get your fucking ass up. That is also a Kim K thing, but by the by, I was going to be like same kind of vision, but maybe they do, but I digress. But yeah, so it was a challenge to get myself in this routine, but it has paid off massively. Like, I perform better in work, my business performs better, like I just feel like my relationships are better, and my relationship with self is better. And yeah, I have just a much more clear understanding, and I definitely need to make this like big shift in my life. So yeah, I just feel, again, this might be deemed as like controversial, or some people might not receive it well, but everything in this life is a choice, and how you react to things is very much down to you, because you are in control of it. And for someone who has ADHD, like, not a fashion trend, may I add, but shit is not easy. Like, so I'm not out here being like I've got great mental health, because I fucking suffered for like 26 years feeling like an absolute lunatic and having no idea how to just handle myself and like what the fuck was wrong with me. So I'm not even saying it like lightly, as in like everyone has a choice, like, because I know how it is to be just feeling so out of control of your own head. But when you begin to dig deep and really learn about yourself and do the work and pay attention to that and how certain things make you feel, but becoming basically just like in tune with your mind and body is primal, it is key. And you can learn so much if you just really listen to yourself and to that part of your brain that is screaming out at you, and trust in your gut always. But yeah, it is one hell of a journey, and we're all ever growing and then regressing sometimes as well. No one is perfect, and I always keep saying it, but allowing yourself grace too, because I know I give myself a really hard time if I feel like I've like reverted back to an old version of me or handled a situation the way that I would have like a few years ago maybe. But that's what I mean. I'm gonna fuck up sometimes, and I own that certain parts of me that I don't like are probably embedded in me, but as long as I don't surround myself with people who bring that out too often, we're good. We are good, and being mindful of that too. So the company you keep, of course, is so important. Again, a cliche thing I'm saying, but so important. So yeah, just like anything in this life, it's completely down to you how you handle things and the direction in which your life goes, because we've all got one shot, we're on board frickin' time, and let's fucking make the most of it. Rock the fuck on.